Natto and cardio exercise. How much per week? That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of Natto Unleashed and Ikigai Bio-Hacking. Okay, so what exercises can you do with natto for your heart health? Right, so please watch the video until the end because I'm going to talk about exactly how much exercise you need to do each week. Yeah. So this is the kind of a confusing question, really, because I didn't really understand fully because there's kind of conflicting information out there about, zone two and moderate, intensity exercise and so on, and whether it's 180 minutes or 150 minutes per week. So, but I'm gonna, clear this out today. So please stay tuned until the end. All right. So in the last video, I shared with you about exercises for your bone health. Yeah. And the actual video title is Natto and Exercise, a powerful combo for strong bones. So please watch it if you didn't watch it. Yeah. And then today, I will share with you about heart health. Yeah. Because natto has an enzyme called nattokinase, which is the blood circulation booster. Yeah. And studies show that nattokinase dissolves blood clots, which helps maintain good blood vessel structure, improves blood flow, and lower the risk of heart disease. It can also help lower your blood pressure, reducing strain on the heart that can lead to heart attacks. Yeah. So natto is helpful for both bone health and heart health. Right. And then again, it is good to combine it with exercises. So you want to eat natto, but it is better if you can combine it with exercises which are good for heart health. Right. So, what exercises are good for your heart health? According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, brisk walking, running, swimming, cycling, playing tennis, jumping rope are good for heart health. Now, some of them are the same as for bone health, aren't they? Yeah. For example, brisk walking, which means 3 to 4 miles per hour or 4.8 kilometers to 6.4 kilometers per hour. It's a little faster than regular walking or jogging or running or tennis. Yeah. These are the ones that I shared with you in the last video about the bone health. So that means by doing one of them, you can help both for your bone health and heart health. That's great, isn't it? Yeah. And so the question is, how much per week? Yeah. Um, so I shared with you a video a few weeks ago called Don't Do Zone 2 Training for 180 minutes a week if you are over 60. Now, this is because there are people who talk about doing at least 180 minutes to 200 minutes of zone 2 training is beneficial for longevity health. Yeah. Now, so what is zone 2 training? Okay. So there are things called heart rate zones. Yeah. And there are 5 zones. Yeah. Zone 1 to zone 5. And zone 2 is 60% to 70% of your maximum heart rate. Yeah. And I always thought jogging was zone 2. Yeah. And walking was zone 1. Because when I kind of checked about zone 2, then I just watched many videos, and a lot of videos, people are giving example of jogging. Yeah, whenever they talked about zone 2 training, they're always jogging. So I thought maybe jogging was zone 2. And then even other sites says like walking was not zone 2 and so on. Yeah. But then brisk walking and walking might be different, right? Okay. But today, so I saw this site, which is the site for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now, so this is the recommended exercise, yeah, but they don't talk about zone 2 or zone 1 or zone 3. Instead, they talk about moderate intensity aerobic activity and vigorous intensity aerobic activity. Yeah. And then, so what is a moderate intensity aerobic activity? So they give example as brisk walking. Yeah. And then vigorous intensity aerobic activity is like jogging or running. Okay. So that means maybe vigorous intensity aerobic activity is my understanding of zone 2. Okay. Um, so, and also, it says the moderate intensity aerobic activity is like 150 minutes every week, not 180 minutes or 200 minutes, right? So that's a little different too. All right. So let's clarify this. Yeah. So moderate intensity activity is how you can measure it is if you can talk in short sentences without gasping for breath, yeah, then you are in a moderate intensity activity, yeah. And then zone 2, if you can talk while exercising and hold a long conversation even while feeling slightly out of breath. This should feel like mild, heavy breathing, but you should still be able to talk on the phone, right? So it looks like moderate intensity activity and zone 2 are the same or very similar. Yeah. And then vigorous intensity activity is if you can only say a few words without pausing for a breath. Right. Okay. So today I tested it. Yeah, I kind of did a brisk walking and then jogging. And then, yeah, in my case, it was more like Nordic walking was moderate intensity activity or zone 2, not vigorous intensity activity. And jogging was more like in the vigorous intensity activity in my case. I suppose it's, each person is different. So if you want to know exactly which zone you are in and whether you are in the doing the moderate intensity activity or vigorous intensity activity, you should, measure with a kind of, smartwatch or something. Yeah. Um, but anyway, so that changes many things. Um, okay, so there's two examples. The example one, example two, right? And then so I am doing 90 minutes of jogging, which means doing the example two, yeah, and then plus 3 days of body weight strength hit. Okay, so it says 75 minutes of jogging per week. So I am doing 90 minutes, so over 75 minutes, yeah, plus muscle strengthening activities on 2 or more days a week. Yeah. So I am doing 3 days. So I'm covering that, except that I work all major muscle groups, legs, hips, back, abdomen, chest, shoulders, and arms. I'm not doing all muscle groups. Yeah. Usually I'm doing mostly upper body. I do the, abdomen, I mean the sit-ups. But I don't do lower body so much because I go jogging on other days. I want to have some rest. Yeah. So if I include a little bit of, squat and other kind of lower body exercises, then I'll be able to cover that too. Right. Um, okay. So, WHO, yeah. So who recommends the moderate intensity activity between 150 minutes to 300 minutes, like at least 100 minutes, but up to 300 minutes. And then vigorous, 75 minutes to 150 minutes. So the 150 minutes and 75 minutes are the minimum, yeah. But the longer you do, the better it is, yeah. So in that sense, the people who promote 180 minutes to 200 minutes at least is not wrong. I mean, they are actually correct in the sense that it is beneficial for your longevity health. Maybe it is better if you do longer. Yeah. But for people who are over 60, I would start from the minimum. Yeah, because you don't want to push yourself too much. Yeah. You want to avoid any kind of injuries. Yeah. You always have a risk of injuries, especially when it comes to jogging and stuff like that. It is it is easy to injure yourself, yeah, if you're not careful, right? Um, yeah. So it's basically it's up to you, yeah. And now, so but in my case, I'm doing 90 minutes of jogging plus 3 days of body weight strength hit, which is 60 minutes of body weight strength hit, but I do 20 minutes each time. Okay, so HIIT is like a vigorous intensity aerobic activity. Yeah. When you talk about zone, it's more like a zone 4 or zone 4, zone 5. But in my case, I'm doing about zone 4. Yeah. So it becomes 150 minutes altogether. 100 minute, I'm doing 150 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic activity, which is the end of what the WHO recommended. Yeah. So depending on what you count, it changes too. And then the benefit of doing the exercise 3 times a week, I mean, doing the cardio 3 times a week is you get to have rest days. Yeah. Um, it's important to have some rest days. And some people say like 24 hours to 48 hours of resting is critical. Well, for strength training, definitely you need 48 hours of resting period. Therefore, you should not work out every single day. Yeah, doing strength training every other day is better. And even for cardio too, I feel it is better to have rest days, especially jogging. Because when I jog every day, I get cramps. And then I sometimes have like a, sore knee and stuff like that. So for walking, it's okay, but for jogging, it is better to have some rest days. All right. So here are some options. Now, if you choose to do 3 days a week of cardio exercise, so you can go jogging on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 30 minutes each. Yeah. And then you can do body weight hit on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 20 minutes each. Or you can make the weekend resting time and do your workout only during the week. Yeah. Or if you choose to do 5 days a week of cardio exercise, you can go brisk walking or Nordic walking. Yeah. 5 days a week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 40 minutes. Yeah. Um, for the same distance of, jogging for 30 minutes, it becomes about 40 minutes. Yeah. In my case, anyway. Yeah. And then Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday, you can do body weight hit for 20 minutes each. Or you can make the weekend resting day. Probably making weekend resting is better in the sense that it is clear. Yeah, all you need to think about is working out during the week. You don't need to think about it on the weekend. It's simple, easy, and mentally it is more relaxing. Yeah, and remember, I talked about stress and recovery in other video. So it is important for longevity to have a cycling of, applying stress and relaxation. Yeah. When you exercise, you always have some resting period. Yeah. So if you, therefore it's better not to work out every single day. So if you do like 3 days a week and then you have a 1 day rest from that type of exercise, right? Yeah. But having 2 days rest is even more beneficial in the sense that you have a longer resting period from any kind of exercise. Yeah. And psychologically, it has tremendous effect, I think. Yeah. And also, you probably do some movement anyway on the weekend. I mean, you always walk, right? I mean, it's impossible for us not to walk. I mean, when we go shopping, we walk and so on. So, and sometimes you might go hiking and stuff. But quite often, people choose to do a leisurely, walking or hiking on the weekend, right? But the idea is do not make it your workout. It's more like a leisurely activity. Then at least mentally you feel relaxed. The weekend is more like sort of fun time, not really working out sort of time. Yeah, it's the hare period. Okay, yeah. So how about natto then? Yeah. So this is about natto and cardio exercise. Yeah. And then I say the combination of the two is critical. Yeah. Natto and exercise. Yeah. So you want to eat natto, and then if you work out during the week, 5 days a week, then you can eat natto 5 days a week. Yeah. Right. For how much? The Japanese government says you can eat up to 100 grams of natto every day. Yeah, you can eat natto every day as long as you limit to 100 grams of natto. And in other video, and I think in my book, I said 50 gram of natto per day is good. Yeah, but if you are exercising, if you want to build your muscles and stuff, maybe 100 grams is okay. Yeah, you can eat natto up to 100 grams per day and then eat it 5 days a week. Yeah. And then for the body weight HIIT that I practice, please watch my other video. It's called the body weight HIIT for longevity. And for Nordic walking, please watch this video. Sunrise Nordic walking is a great way to start your day. And for jogging, please watch this one. Don't do zone 2 training for 180 minutes a week if you are over 60. All right. And for the health benefits of natto, please read my book, Natto Unleashed, The Secret Japanese Superfood That Will Revolutionize the Western Diet. Because natto has so many health benefits, and it talks about how it can help your blood circulation, how it can help your bone health, and it can help your gut health as well. And it's a protein power stuff and protein powerhouse and so on. So please read the book. And the book also contains many other useful information, such as recipes, where to buy natto, DIY natto, and navigating natto taste. Some people have problem with natto's distinct flavor, but there are ways to navigate it. Yeah. And then natto hacking. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of Natto Unleashed and Ikigai Bio-Hacking. About the exercises, you find more information on the Ikigai Biohacking book. If you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And please leave your comment. Yeah, what kind of exercises do you do for your heart health and how much do you do them? Thank you. Well, I'll see you in the next video. Live with your Ikigai!